Hello and welcome to the Mind, Body, Soul Experience. We're here at the Oracle TV pop-up studio. I'm Cara Patrick and I'm here with Marie-Claire Carlyle, who's going to tell me about her book, How to Become a Money Magnet, and so much more. So hi Marie-Claire, how's the exhibition for you?
It's been really good, particularly after the workshop yesterday. Yes, a lot of interest. It's great.
So tell us what you actually showed people how to do in the workshop.
Oh, well, the workshop I've been doing for 7 years now, and it's essentially around identifying your unconscious limiting beliefs to money. Because most people consciously want more money, but the problem is it's their unconscious thoughts that are creating the amount of money they want in their lives.
And so how do people go about changing that? Is it quite a long program, a long course they need to follow? I mean, can you actually get some results even just within a workshop?
Oh, absolutely. I think people who are short of money are normally short of time. So I created the workshop for just literally one day. About 7 years ago, I created it as a one-day workshop, and people were finding money within 24 hours. And then it got shorter, and I was asked to do 1 hour talks. And so I started cramming the 1 hour workshop into one day workshop into 1 hour, and it worked. And so yesterday we did a 1 hour workshop, and it was fabulous. But literally, we had results at the end of the day, which is at the end of the hour.
And what brought you to creating this wonderful way of working, to writing this book? I mean, what's your story?
Oh, thank you. It's interesting. I started my career in sales. Both my parents are entrepreneurs, and I knew the value of selling. So I was working with the Xerox Corporation. And that's when I realized I was the worst salesperson ever. Like, I couldn't sell. I was trying my best. I was in early in the morning, late at night. I was asking all the top salespeople how they did it. I was doing all the sales training courses. I was doing everything that you're told to do, and I still couldn't sell anything. And I know lots of people relate to that. You know, they've got a great business, a great idea, and they just can't get out there. And after 3 months of real painful embarrassment and humiliation in the business, I was open to a new way of doing things, a new approach. And I think sometimes we have to hit rock bottom before we're open to something new.
Yeah, that is a story we hear quite a lot with entrepreneurs, that they need to go to that bottom level before they can come back up.
And what I discovered was that I actually had an unconscious limiting belief. And it stemmed back to when I was 16 and worked in a menswear shop and was paid a massive bonus for selling a particular type of suit. So you can imagine every time a man came in to buy a suit, which suit am I going to show him? I'm going to show him the one that pays me the big bonus. And guy buys the suit, sales manager's happy, and I get paid. The problem with that was I created a belief around salespeople, and it wasn't a good one. It was like salespeople do things just in order to get money for themselves.
Yeah, for the
salespeople
motives, yeah.
Can't be trusted, absolutely. And then there I was, trying really hard to be a salesperson. Consciously, but my unconscious mind had a completely different agenda. It was keeping me safe from becoming a salesperson. Does that make sense? And I find at least 50% of most audiences have a reluctance to become a salesperson that they may not be aware of before the workshop.
I see.
It's quite difficult to be successful in business if you don't want to be seen as a salesperson.
Yes.
It's a very common one. So in the workshop, I basically share various limiting beliefs that I've come across to trigger other people to realize which ones they may have that they weren't conscious of. And then we get to share, and more limiting beliefs start popping up, and as they pop up, people become conscious of them, and then once you're conscious of something, you can choose a different way around it.
Absolutely.
It's great. It's very, very fulfilling work.
Oh my goodness. And so in the book, does it sort of go through lots of sort of testimonies and case studies of people, how they kind of...
Well, actually the book's even better than that in many respects. Have you ever smoked, Carrie?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I think if you do something, do it properly.
Yeah.
And I was a 50-a-day smoker.
Oh wow.
And then I found Alan Carr's book, The Easy Way to Give Up Smoking. And I had a complete mindset shift from being a slave to tobacco to then being completely free of it. And so I thought, how could I get Money Magnet to more people? I could actually use the same principle and bring the workshop into the book. So this particular book is literally takes a person through the Money Magnet workshop, so it has the effect of shifting their limiting beliefs. It's amazing. And then you're right, there is a second book which does what you mentioned, And that has lots more of the case studies in there.
Yeah, because I think sometimes people do like to hear about other people's circumstances.
Yeah.
Even though no two circumstances are the same, there could be something in there that just makes them feel a little bit like they're not on their own.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
most importantly, they actually suddenly realise they may have that belief.
Yeah.
And if you're unconscious of it, you can't do anything about it. You'll just keep coming up against the same amount of money. And if you get a windfall or have a really good success at business, you'll sabotage it until you clear that belief.
Wow. And now what do we have in the CDs?
Well, the CD is for those people who are really lazy and haven't got time to read a book, and so you can stick it on the car and money magnetise yourself as you're driving on the motorway. And that CD is actually me reading this book.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful.
So, yeah.
Wonderful. Oh, that's amazing. And I think you've been inundated, haven't you, since yesterday? So many people come to your workshop.
Yeah.
Inundated on your stand. We were really lucky to find some time to talk to you.
Oh, thank you.
Where do you go from here? What's next?
Well, what's really exciting, I've been doing this work now for 7 years, and I started to find that there were a lot of women in particular who wanted my coaching, who needed my coaching, who'd hit rock bottom, but they couldn't afford my coaching.
Yeah.
And so I was looking for something that would enable me to coach people for free in a sustainable way.
Yeah.
And I am so excited because I found it last year. I found a way to coach people for free. And it's based in the form of a brand new company called Tropic. Let me show you a brochure. And Tropic is a natural skincare company. And it was started by an amazing girl called Susie Marr, who actually featured on The Apprentice. And she grew up in Cairns, Australia, where she made natural skincare. I'll come to the money magnet in a second. And she won Lord Sugar's investment, so the company is co-owned by Lord Sugar. And it's the fastest social selling company in the UK. So what's really exciting is that this is a company that the products aren't in the shops, but anyone can do the business. So basically, to give you an example, I had a lady contact me. She was in a women's refuge. She'd lost her family, she'd lost her job, she'd lost custody of her daughter. She was rock bottom. She'd heard me interviewed on the radio and called me to see, can you help me? And I said, can you find £99? And she did. She did. She managed to get £99 together. Anyone can find £99 if they really want something. And that £99 enabled her to have her own Tropic skincare business. And she's now grown that business. She's got a team of people. She's part of the Tropic community of other entrepreneurs. She has my money magnet coaching for life, and her self-esteem is building every day as well as her money. And so just over a year, I've now got 460 people in my team that I'm able to support with weekly calls and coaching. So it's fantastic. We're promoting natural skincare, we're changing lives, and I'm empowering women to become financially free using the money magnet techniques with the Tropic business.
Wow, that's amazing. So, the good work is expanding and expanding, isn't it?
Oh,
and it's international now.
No, it's still in the UK.
Yeah,
It's still in the book is international.
Yeah.
In fact, sales of the book to Japan
I'm really
bought my last
sensing
car.
that this whole thing's going to be international.
Yeah,
with
I
you.
think Tropic's going to go
Yeah.
international. Yeah. In fact, I'll finish with a funny story. When I was the sales director in software, very suited and booted, I knew nothing about energy, nothing about intuition, and I had a spiritual experience. And afterwards, I didn't know what to do with it. And somebody told me to go to the College of Psychic Studies.
Yeah.
And I went there for a reading. Bear in mind, I was very, very successful. I was on like $250,000 salary. And the reading, the lady told me my life would turn 180 degrees, and that I would end up working with a group of people where I get out of it as much as I put in, and where, apart from a couple of figureheads, everybody will be equal, and I'd be happier and more successful than I'd ever been in my life.
I bet that was quite a shock considering your circumstances at the time. You're thinking, what?
Absolutely. I was so arrogant. I was like, don't be ridiculous. I can't be more successful. And I forgot to mention, actually, that's what reminds me of it, that she mentioned New York. And I said, New York. And she said, I think it's global. So yeah, between you and me,
Yes,
and whoever's
this
watching.
it just feels like it. It absolutely feels like it. Because in a way, even though you're starting at the grassroots level by empowering the individuals, but considering the financial problems in the world,
Yes.
I'm not saying that, naively saying that this will change the entire world's global economic problems straight away, but within the developed parts of the world, if you can start empowering and stabilising people through this kind of tuition, then it's going to filter through because it's got an ethical foundation to it.
It's absolutely, and there's something
New generation
magical.
of wealth with ethical.
And I think for women as well. I don't know if you've ever read the book Half the Sky.
I haven't, no.
Half the sky comes from an African proverb that talks about women making up half the sky. And we're out of balance in so many areas of the world. Women are not treated as equal, and that's putting it mildly. Tropic is very much a female business.
Yeah.
There's something magical that happens. They're natural products, and I've had women like the one I mentioned earlier call me 3 days after receiving her kit and say she just feels more loving and more nurturing towards herself. She's valuing herself more.
Yeah.
And once we start to value ourselves, then we're going to create more value in the world.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Well, Marie-Claire, thank you so much for finding time to come and talk to us. I know you're kind of like inundated on your stand, and quite rightly so, but it's been wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, it's seriously my pleasure. Thank you very much, Carrie.